this relationship, and do you think Bannon has a great deal of influence over the president?
I think Bannon is the intellectual heart of this White House. I think we keep seeing his influence over the president. We saw that when Rex Tillerson wanted to hire Elliott Abrams as his deputy, and Bannon said, I don't think that's the right one. We've seen it in other key policy issues. I think Bannon is a radical. He's a radical conservative, but it's hard to position him exactly on the map. But he wants to take down the structure of, as he calls it, the administrative state. He wants to change the basic framework of our foreign policy, the nature of our trading relationships. He's one of those wealthy men who later in life sees a vision of leading workers. I'm a little suspicious of that, I have to be honest. But there's no question that in terms of intellectual clarity and influence on the president, he's the most important person in this way.
Michael Steele, it almost seems like the way I'm, from reading the Politico piece, from reading the Wall Street Journal piece, from hearing Halpern and hearing David Ignatius talk, it's almost as if it's Bannon's worldview and the president is his puppet.
No, I don't think so. I think Mark has it right. I think it's a symbiotic relationship.
So
I think these two men found each other. I think you find in Bannon someone who has the ideology. I mean, he has this vision, this view. And then you have Donald Trump, who is the practical application of that. He's the guy who's going to go out and actually do it because he's done it. He's been a guy who's been on the street. But knowing Donald Trump, I do not see that ideology over the years of knowing him. I don't see. But for Trump, it's not about the ideology. It's not his own orientation in terms of, oh, I'm a Democratic or Republican philosopher.
Right.
You know, I don't have that. That's never been Trump.
Right.
But that's what makes this work, because he's never had that. The thing that triggers for me the whole Bannon piece is this line. The institutions his father put his faith in failed him. That's the animus. That's the everyman story.
Yes.
That's what Trump can tap into. That's what Bannon can be philosophical about, because he's lived it. He's watched it with his own father and experienced it, and now he's relating it back to a lot of Americans out there.
On his president.
A lot of Americans. Yeah, well, they're imprinting it on each other. I mean, I don't buy this notion that he's the great puppet master behind Donald Trump. I think this is a symbiotic relationship that works. It's like a marriage. They came together, they went on the first date, and it stuck.
Mike Barnicle, jump in.
Well, today's Wall Street Journal piece is just one more element of information about Steve Bannon, a person that many Americans do not know and have never heard of. But today's piece is really instructive. His father, Marty Barron, now 95 years of age, a lifetime employee of AT&T, began climbing the telephone poles when he first went to work for AT&T many, many years ago. And what happened to him in 2008 happened to a lot of other Americans, and clearly Steve Bannon is partially, I don't know what percentage of him is driven by resentment, but a huge portion of what he stands for, what he articulates, is driven by resentment, which is sort of an admirable thing on the one hand when you consider he feels very strongly about what happened to his dad and his dad's life savings. On the other hand, what he now articulates nearly every day, and the president helps him articulate this, you know, restoring the coal mines, restoring the factories in New England, the manufacturing base in this country, throughout the Middle West. If you talk to people, ordinary people who live in those regions, they know that's not going to happen.
Right.